All right, good morning, everyone. Thanks again for coming back for another Money Not Math conversation. Today, I'm extremely excited to have Tate Sorvig join me for a conversation talking about him and himself as a person, but also his business as the trainer and owner of CrossFit Great North. Did I say that right?
Yep, you got it.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, Tate, for being willing to join me for today's conversation. I know I shared the video you posted last week about just taking control of your health, and we'll get more into that. But it definitely inspired me and got me excited to ask you if you'd be willing to come on for a conversation with me as well, because I just think what you talk about and what you stand for and what you believe in is so important. And the part of the fun part is that we haven't actually known each other closely all that long, but it's been fun to get to know you through our book club that we started around the Start With Why book from Simon Sinek. So again, thanks for your time, and I really do appreciate it.
For sure. Thank you, Drew. This is a fun opportunity. I'm really excited for it.
Absolutely. You're welcome. So before we get into the fun stuff, if you wouldn't mind sharing a little bit about yourself as far as, I believe you're married, but you're a family man, right?
Yes, sir.
So you're married for how long?
Oh, gosh. Let's see, we're looking at about 4 years coming up here.
Okay, good. Well, hopefully you're not wrong, because then I would feel bad for putting you on the spot. But and do you have kids?
Yep, I have 2 kids. I have Dawson and Katie. They're a pack of fun. Katie's getting a bit of an attitude now. She's about 1. Call her Katie Bear because she likes to growl at you. And, yeah. Anyway, it's fun chasing kids around. That's for sure.
Absolutely. How old's Dawson?
He's just about 4. He's 4.
Awesome. Very cool. Very cool. So you got a nice mix there. So how do you I'm about to be a parent, so I haven't experienced this yet, but how do you, in being a family man but also a business owner and being passionate about your health, how do you balance all that?
Well, that is the $1 million question. Tell you what, it's tough, especially if you're kind of running the show on your own. For the most part, it means a lot of odd hours, and it's been really tough up until this quarantine time, really, to get as much family time as we'd like. So that's been pretty tough on us. But this quarantine, on the other hand, now I'm home an awful lot more, and I'm playing hockey in the basement with Dawson, and we're running around out in the pasture, chasing our critters around, and getting to spend way more time with the family than before. And that has been a huge blessing, and one that really working to try to figure out how to maintain more of that moving forward. But yeah, it's a tricky balance.
Absolutely. So that's pretty cool that you touched on that. So even though you've basically been forced to spend more time at home, you're looking at it as a blessing, and and if I heard you right, trying to find a way to still drive your business, but also not lose all that family time once, I guess, the COVID-19 chaos decreases. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. And that's been something that's been on our minds for a very long time, but to actually force you to stop spinning so fast, it's a different sort of a take.
Absolutely. And you said you have critters at home. What do you mean by that? Do you have dogs, cats, or more abstract creatures? What do you get?
Yeah, so got a dog, got some cats. We have a bunch of chickens, and we got a couple sheep.
Wow.
And seriously considering getting a little milk cow. So,
so literally just for your own milk, like your own personal milk, not for sale or anything like that?
Well, so I thought that it was illegal to sell raw milk in Minnesota, but it's not. People just have to come to your farm and bring their own vessel, so they kind of act as their own inspector.
Oh,
and sell it that way. But it's mostly for our own consumption. It's just that a cow will produce far more milk than we can consume in a day. 3 to 7 gallons a day is
really?
More than we can handle. So
one cow? That's ridiculous.
That's on the lower end. That's like a Jersey rather than a Holstein that's kicking out quite a bit more than that. It's a whole different animal.
As the son of a banker and a dental hygienist, I have no idea what that means, but I'll take your word for it.
Fair. Just
I will say, I know people who own cows. I think you're the only person I know personally that owns sheep. How did that come about?
Well, my wife grew up on a dairy farm, and her uncle had sheep all the time. And he decided that she needed a bottle lamb. And so she wound up with some sheep, and and she's had them ever since. So that's cool. And actually, the sheep we have now are descended from that same bottle lamb that she started with when she was just a little kid. So that's kind of fun.
That's really cool. So are they just pets, or do you like use their wool for the applicable resources or reasons?
They're pretty much just pets. We sell the lambs, but for the most part, it's just to have them, and it's been great having them for the kids. They get to come out every day and do the chores and feeding the sheep, and we're feeding the chickens, and we're Dawson likes to chase the chickens. It's a lot of fun.
You could record a mini Rocky video out there. Sounds great.
Yeah, there you go. You can catch a chicken.